What up, BNT fam, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Men Theory. You already know, we always have a good episode for you guys. On this episode, we're going to talk about rejection. Now, fellas, rejection is nothing but an experience, like anything else. And an experience is just something you learn from. Remember that, because it's going to be a key component to your growth mindset. Hope you guys enjoy the show, because you know we're about to get into it.
Hey, buddy, you got Puma on the mic.
Tony T right next to him.
And you got Charles the Future.
In the future, Charles, not them. They no longer matter.
And we got Bucky's on the ones and twos, holding it down.
Like always.
Thank you
There
very
you
much.
go.
I'm right
What's
here.
up, Buck?
So we here at BMT, we tackle men's issues, try to find solutions for them, and we ask the question, what were you thinking?
Very good, because today's issue that we are tackling that men have to deal with is rejection. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know. So, show of hands. How many of us have ever been rejected?
There you
Oh,
go.
look at that.
Everybody has
Oh,
been
that was
rejected.
Did you see that handsome hand that just came
right.
into the screen?
That's all you get.
It's a mystery hand.
It's a mystery hand.
We don't know where it comes
We
from.
don't know. Here's the truth. Everybody's been rejected, right?
Oh, yeah.
Be it how you got rejected is
So
different
many,
for everybody.
so different angles you get rejected.
Yeah, different angles that you get rejected from. So today's issue that we want to tackle is how can we deal with this rejection? How can we overcome? Because you know what? It's a part of life.
Yes.
It's, as you said in the intro, it's an experience that we can learn
it's
from.
an experience like
right?
anything else.
Challenge accepted.
You got to take the challenge accepted. You got to.
You challenge accepted, right?
Yep.
And you got to hit it head on.
Head on.
Now, there's different ways that you can be rejected, right? We got,
Of course.
Now, the four big ones that people get rejected in
Yeah.
In life.
life would be from women. As a man, we get rejected trying to
That's natural.
a natural.
Because that's go down the road. They'll go reject you somehow.
Exactly. Rejected from women, rejected from peers, meaning like your friends. Sometimes you have a group of friends, they reject you.
Yep.
You have
Jobs.
jobs. Obviously, everybody's looking for a job. Everybody has to get paid. Everybody has to make an income.
Yeah.
And you get rejected from that.
sometimes even your family.
And sometimes even your family. You can get rejected from your family.
Yep.
Right? All of those can be soul crushing.
Crushing even can cause you death. Because people can handle the rejecting.
Right. So they unalive themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that should never be the solution to anything.
No.
So that's why today we want to help any man in this situation. How can we
course.
overcome? Now, okay. The biggest one that a lot of men are dealing with is rejection from the ladies. Right?
That's a big one.
That's huge.
But that shit's thing being normal.
Because
should be.
the funny thing is,
I mean, if you go
Yeah.
through it, go
the
ahead.
funny thing is with rejection from females, from ladies, it's a little harder because it actually affects you in all these other aspects. You know,
It kind of bleeds through.
Yeah, it bleeds through. It can affect you in work. You're not gonna feel good about yourself. It can affect you with your family. You're not gonna be okay. You're always gonna be thinking about something negative in your head. Is something wrong with me?
Yeah, that's a very good point. That we asked that when we kind of think about why did we get rejected, we're like, what did I do
did
wrong?
it. That's the main topic about men.
What's wrong with me? What's my issue? And a lot of the times, it's not you.
It's not you.
It's not you. It's them, right?
It's the expectation.
It's the expectation, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? You're not going to match with everybody. You're not going to be compatible with every single person.
Well, you're not gonna mess with a lot of people because a lot of females have too many ridiculous and high standards.
I mean, that's true too. I mean, we did have an episode about hoflation,
Yep.
right?
It's still on the rise.
The cost of dating, the cost of being with somebody, it is exponentially getting higher and higher
Yep.
to the point where we can't afford to be in these relationships.
The funny thing, they ask me like, "Oh, you guys make at least $300,000 to
Oh,
date me."
is it going to 300,000 now?
Oh, dude, they've been in
Half a mil?
6 digits, 7 digits. That's what they look for. They're looking for the 0.02% of the people on this freaking planet that has that.
Don't forget that 666.
That's the point.
Oh, that's true.
That 666 is barely 0.02%.
Right? Well, okay, so I mean, I was making these clips earlier, right, for this last week because I was doing like a recap of that episode, which is actually a couple months ago. By the way, go watch that episode.
It's a good episode.
Fantastic episode.
Very informational.
The medium height for men in the U.S. was 5 feet 9 inches.
9 inches.
That's me right here.
Yeah, you're the medium.
That's me.
The thing is, I'm half. So I'm
It's
5.5.
5'9.5".
I mean, 5'9" and a half.
A half, yeah.
Oh, so you're almost 5'10".
Almost.
So you're close, right?
So boots will make me 10.
Yeah, with shoes. He has to wear high heels.
Hey, by the way,
Hey, look.
hey, that was low.
Hey,
We're trying to uplift men here.
I'm over 6 feet, so I don't care.
Oh, okay. Ladies,
Excuse
if
me.
you want to get 6 feet now, he's nowhere near six
Hey,
figures.
I'm not dogging you though, because you know it's a natural thing.
Here's the thing, I know how to-
you're 5'9".
I can
You
defend
can't help
myself
it.
in and fight too at the same time.
You can't help it. I can't
You
short. I
should
can't
have played
shorten
more
myself.
basketball.
Yeah.
I
Basketball.
can't shorten myself.
Well, you can't see. That's the problem. We can't adjust our height. We are what we are.
No,
But
you
here's the
can.
thing, you
If
can-
you
But
wear
as
high
we,
heels, you
but
can
as we,
adjust.
shut up.
Well, I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying. Like men and women.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying specifically men. Okay, they're not high heels. They're just shoes with heels.
Look, man.
We're talking about
lifts?
boots.
Are we talking
No,
about
we're
lifts?
talking about boots. We're
Boots.
talking about stuff like that.
But we're not back in the
Boots will-
70s.
Hold on. No. You wear
70s.
boots, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then it adds.
But
it
not
adds
over exaggerated.
I'm not saying that.
It's
I'm
like an
just-
inch and a half, though.
Yeah,
At
that's what I'm
least.
saying. It still lifts you, right?
Yeah.
I can't get any shorter.
But you know, there's actually.
You don't need to be shorter.
Then why would
I,
you want to be
I
shorter?
know, but I'm just saying that you.
He's
that
just saying you can't help your height.
you can't help your height. Is what I'm saying.
Obviously.
But no, actually, you can. If you actually develop yourself as you're growing and doing certain sports and different things, you can actually get a little
Yeah,
taller.
at the time. But once
At
you
the time,
once you
yes.
settle,
Yeah.
once you
Once
set,
it's
you're
done,
set.
it's done. Yeah.
Okay. Again, this was a tangent on
Yeah.
our topic, right? Now,
Surrounded by short people.
Oh God. How's the clouds up there?
Just kidding.
can you,
Looks like rain.
Why
No,
is-
you said it wrong.
no.
You should have said hot tool.
That's pretty much what he did.
Looks like rain.
This is going off the rails.
Yeah,
already.
it is. A little.
Now, have any of us been rejected by a woman?
Yeah. What the fuck?
That's like-
100%.
That's like automatic.
It's 100%.
I bet,
if you
I've been
haven't
rejected
been-
by a woman
if
even
you
in my
have-
dreams.
If you haven't been
True.
rejected by a woman,
Yeah.
it's not natural.
It's not your right. You have to go
Well,
through
you
the
have to
go
process.
through it. Yeah, you have to go through
That's
it.
the part, the fucked up part. If you haven't been rejected, that's the point you become suicide. Like, how the hell happened to me?
Well, there's a lot of
No.
people that there is a lot of people that go through that and they want to unalive themselves. But at the same time, that's not the solution. It's
Right.
it's not,
No,
it's
no.
not where you need to go. But a lot of people are affected by that and they go through that.
No, but
so
that's-
actually, that's what's good about this podcast because we're gonna explain that this is not necessary.
Right.
Okay.
But at the same time, it does strengthen you and push you to a different mindset.
Should.
It should.
It
But
should.
I know there's people that want to unalive themselves, but they don't understand. Like if they have a support group or people
Yeah.
that they hang out with, they can like help them, overcome that rejection mindset and be like, well, I can be better for somebody else. I
That's
can be better
right.
for myself.
Correct.
So any type of rejection is a learning curve slash is a way to improve yourself. And it doesn't matter if somebody rejects you or not because you
Correct.
are who you are.
Yeah.
It's an experience and you need to learn from it.
And by the way,
you-
that support group is here
Yeah.
for you. We're here
If
for you guys.
if you don't got friends, then you got us.
You got us. At the end of the day, this is what BMT is all about, right? Breaking Man Theory is we're trying to help other men in the situation because this is a situation that we all fall.
Who you trying to help?
There we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Now, like how do women reject you? Well, one was they ghost you.
Ghost. Yeah.
The ghosting is prevalent now, right? Because you said that happened to you. I believe you,
Many
you mentioned
times.
that
Many times. Many times.
right? Where you start a conversation with somebody, you start hitting it off.
Well, here's the thing. I
Okay.
gotta say it was my fault. But people didn't even tell me like I'm too quiet. When you're too
Are
quiet,
you too quiet?
yeah.
well, with you guys I'm not. But when it comes with
It
women,
doesn't shut the F up with us.
but it's funny.
But I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what was it about being too shy with them or might say something stupid to them.
Yeah.
Also, maybe I was too cautious about what to say to them.
That's true.
That's the thing. The problem.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
You know what happens with a lot of us men? We start overanalyzing, thinking
Overthinking.
like, oh, if I say this, he might think
She might
that.
not like it no more.
She might not like it. So instead of like saying it, you don't say
Say
anything.
That's the
But the reality is that you really do just need to go with your gut instinct. If you already had like, I'm gonna say this, but then you're like, oh no, maybe I should say this. Forget the maybe I should say this. Go to what you really wanted to say.
Because that's what you wanted to say, right?
Yes.
And if you say that,
it is what it is.
if they like it, great. If
It
they
is
don't,
what it is, yeah.
Well then but you still said what
But
you
still
wanted
said
to
what
say.
you wanted to say.
versus say it versus not say anything.
Yep.
That's the problem.
There it is.
But then once you hold back,
Okay. Go ahead, Buck.
But the problem is the mindset that we're in.
Yeah.
And the mindset that we're in is half the time a lot of people are just kind of overthinking.
Yeah.
So they push themselves away. And then they're also worried about like how would they feel after the fact, or they feel embarrassed, or they feel defeated.
Well, you hit it on the nail. You overthink.
Overthink. Yeah.
that's the thing. And
Overthink.
overthinking leads you to not doing anything at all. You're like, fuck it, forget it, I'm not gonna say shit.
Right.
And then that leads to them being like, oh, he's not assertive enough. He's not this. He's not that. Bye.
Yeah, and it becomes arrested development.
Yep.
Right. You just kind of stay where you're at. You don't grow.
You become stagnant, and that's about it.
Go back to what I said, being ghosted. So that's the part. Like we all say, what did I did wrong? That's the problem.
Right. Now, of course, the answer is nothing.
Nothing.
Well,
What you did, my part was I was too quiet.
okay.
That's
So you learn from that.
Yeah.
Right. It could be that maybe you did talk. Maybe you did have a conversation, but they didn't like what they heard, so they ghosted you. Right?
So were you quiet or were you shy?
I said both, combination both.
So that's the thing is like if you're shy, how do you overcome that shyness to not be quiet?
Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
You have to change your mentality.
Yeah, you have to change the mentality. One step at a time, of course.
Yes, of course.
One step at a time. But if you don't take the chance of talking to somebody, talking to a woman, talking to a lady, talking to somebody you're interested in, then you're never gonna get what you want.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. There you go. That's I mean, I'm sure many of you heard that saying. I mean, not taking a chance means you will not get anything. If you take a chance, you might fail,
or you might get it,
but you also might get it.
I mean, words of wisdom right now is the 3 words that people say now.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
There it is.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
And
At
if
the
you
end of
miss,
the day,
you miss.
You have nothing to lose.
But at least you tried.
you're part of the game, right?
Or our famous Arnold Schwarzenegger says,
Do it.
There you go. Do it.
Kill me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I mean, it's true. At the end of the day, so being rejected by women, it goes to every single man.
Yeah, of course.
We've all gotten rejected.
I mean, it goes both ways too. Don't forget, like women do get rejected as well.
Oh, most definitely.
But not as probably not as often. as
Is it
men do.
more-
It's not as bad. I don't think they get rejected like
It's not rejected?
like how they reject us. Like, ew, no, I don't want you, or some
Here's the
bullshit
th-
like that. Our rejection is more ghosting. Like if we don't want nothing, we
I mean, not my end. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, it's not a rejection. It's a hit and quit it. Run.
Oh,
or that, yeah,
that's
or that,
true,
yeah.
too.
He's right. Good job. I like that one.
Hey,
I mean, that is a stigma towards men, which does suck. But at the
that's
same
true
time,
too. Yeah,
but I mean, it's not always
you
the
get
thing.
a taste and you don't like the taste.
You hit and run.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Is that a negative against men?
Yeah, in a way.
Well, no, not negative.
In a
Woman has
way,
a
because-
rejection. Our version, we have a rejection for the woman.
Our version, like I said, is ghosting, right? But
Yeah.
you hit it and then you leave. You hit it and you're like, oh, I didn't like this. Bye. That's what we do sometimes. I mean, why sit there and argue? Why sit there and
But
argue?
we're
with
also
yourself? She's
we're
gonna
also
be
mammals.
like, why are you leaving me? Wait, I mean, at the same time,
We're also
even
mammals.
if I sit there and be like, it's not working out.
I hate to say this,
Why? Why this?
but we are mammals, right?
Uh-huh.
We are born and like we have a mindset of to just spread our seed.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's true.
like I'm not using this as an excuse, but it is just ingrained in male
Male DNA.
DNA or any mammal DNA is like you just hit and quit. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing. Emotionally,
Keep on
it's not.
procreating. Yeah.
You just keep procreating. That's what That's why we're on the earth. That's why we're the key. We're the key, and they're the key holders, or
What's
the
more
lock.
key and they're
impressive,
the lock.
the master key, or the lock that lets
Ooh.
anybody in?
No, I was gonna say, like, what's the best one? The master key or the key that
Or the lock?
or no, the master key that opens the lock or What was that? Shit, I forgot
Or
how they
the
did it.
lock that lets any key
That
open
lets
it.
any key open it. There you go.
That's
Bam.
not impressive. You're
That's
not a good
Nope.
lock.
No.
Nope.
You're not a good lock. But the keys.
Shit, I can fucking lock to pick that shit with my little tools and shit.
Like, fuck, it's not opening.
I can get in. I can still get in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, just words to think about. Something to think about right there. Right?
Big time.
But at the end of the day, we all get rejected by the ladies, right?
Yes.
Eventually, if you keep on working at it, somebody's gonna like what they hear,
Hell yeah.
and you can develop a
They'll
relationship.
stick with you, and you'll start everything.
And there you go. So don't quit at your first attempt, right?
No.
Because it's just a natural situation. Keep going because you're gonna find the right one.
You're
What
gonna
if- what
learn.
if-
You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn until you have.
What if you get rejected by that one person?
You gotta move on life.
But what
gotta
if you
move
don't
on.
want? What if you don't want to move on?
That's,
That's
then you
that's not
have-
your choice. See, you're making it their choice, but your choice is you have the ability to move on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's a good thing that he said though. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that can't move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point you're gonna need therapy. If you're
Yeah.
not gonna let go, you need somebody to
Yeah.
let you know that you need to let go.
But
Yeah.
there are also other stories out there that people pursue after being rejected, and they end up being partners for life.
Can you turn a no into a yes?
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what the saying
But
is.
you also got to understand that when somebody says no, that eventually means no,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Wait, no means no?
Yeah. No means no. No means no.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can ask as many times as you want.
Just making sure.
I mean, if she's gonna keep saying no forever, then you're gonna have to at one point let it go. But there could be that chance that one of those times she might say yes.
Just don't become a Dahmer. You know what I mean? Little cereal. You know? Go a little. Okay? All right? Don't be crazy. But that's just one aspect of being rejected, right?
Yeah.
You can be rejected by your peers, by friends,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've had a situation where that's happened to me, where I got rejected by people that I actually considered friends. This is before I actually met you, Bucky, and I've known you most of my life.
Well, so junior high?
No, like
Elementary?
before I met you in 10th grade, right?
beginning
Yeah.
of high
No,
school.
11th grade. I met you in 11th grade.
That's high school.
Yeah.
11th, yeah.
So you're talking about beginning of high school.
Middle, yeah.
No, that's the end of high school.
no, beginning of high school.
his
I
story.
was in the beginning before I met him.
So,
Yeah.
He came later to
Yeah.
that high
yeah,
school.
gotcha.
But again, so I went to high school. I made friends, right? And we were hanging out, we're kicking it, doing our own thing, and we would go out, go to like house parties and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought they were my homies. I thought they were my really good friends.
Yeah.
So one day we went to this house party, right? There was four of us, four guys. I was part of this 4-man crew, and we decided to shroom up. No, we did acid. Yeah,
Wow, dude.
we did acid. Took tabs of acid. Yeah, we were nuts. It's high school, whatever, right? We dropped the acid. Everybody was fine. No, it takes a little bit to start
Chicken?
working, right? To activate. These idiots decided, you know what? We're gonna go to 7-Eleven and get something to eat, something to drink, and then we'll come back to the party. And I was like,
they left it behind.
and no, I said I'm staying here.
In the
Like
house.
I'm having fun at the party, right? So the three of them left, and I'm at the party.
Yeah.
Obviously, by the time they left and came back, they were
Wasted.
Tossed.
They were
Done.
seeing things. They're visualizing different things, right? And I was at the balcony of this house. This football player's house.
Okay.
And they were in the alley trying to get back in the party because they wouldn't let them back in. And apparently they said they saw me.
You were laughing at them, supposedly.
And they said that I was laughing at them. And I said, don't let them in. Right? Of course, I didn't even know they were there. I didn't even see
Okay.
them because I was tripping out.
Yeah.
Right? So, the next time I saw them was the next day at school.
Yeah.
Right? I was over the weekend. And they stopped talking to me. They're like, no, we don't want to hang out with you. We don't want to talk to you. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, you didn't let us back in. You were being an a-hole.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, I don't even remember seeing you guys. Well, needless to say,
Yeah.
they literally stopped talking to me for the rest of the year. Like a whole semester. I felt like I had no friends.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
rejected me.
Oh,
They're
shit.
like, no, I don't want to talk to you anymore. We don't want to talk to you because we can't trust you. And they made up all these stories and they started talking trash about me, right?
Yeah.
So I was literally depressed. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a loner. I'm going to be by myself. I'm not going to talk to anybody else. Well, next year comes along. My best friend comes to school, which is A-Folk. Love you, bro. He came, and it was like the whole thing changed. It's like, oh, this is what a real friend is like.
Yeah.
And then hanging out with him, he introduced me to Bucky and Jay and the whole crew.
Yeah.
And I've been friends with them for the past 20, 30 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they weren't. So what I realized is like, you know what? Those guys were my friends, but they weren't real friends. They weren't the real ones. And I had to like.
That was an experience that you needed to learn from.
I had to go through that process.
And the funny thing, you guys, he rejected. They were high too, so it's not something like.
Whatever reason they thought, like.
But I'm saying they were not. To brain, they were not up with you. They were drunk.
They were inebriated. They were yes.
So they took that road like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Get ready to you.
So they blame me for their issues. And that's the thing. And that's what I realized. They blamed me for their issues. Right? I wasn't the messed up one. They were the ones that were wrong. They were the ones that confused.
Yeah.
So I had to grow from that. I had to learn from that. And you find people that are actually your real friends. So yeah, being rejected from peers is a thing.
And it took time to meet new people.
Yeah, absolutely.
It took time. It doesn't.
Well, it took me to the next year.
Yeah.
But my life changed after that, and for the better. Because if it wasn't for that, I might not be here because I wouldn't have met Bucky.
I'm doing a little Back in the Future.
Yes.
You would have stayed with them. There would be no podcast.
There would be no podcast.
No podcast.
So fuck those guys. So that's the end of that.
Yeah.
That's the end of that story.
Yes, that's it.
Right? Rejected by by work?
By jobs.
By jobs?
Yeah, I have a story for that one. So I was about, I think this is around 2004, early 2004. I was applying for jobs, trying to get I already had the Macy's job. That was my first job. And then I tried to apply for something better. I tried to apply for Sports Authority loss prevention. And, my dad coached me because he'd done loss prevention for so many years and all that before we started the security company.
Right.
And he took me to a place that is like, okay, they got an opening here. Let's go check it out. Cool. We go. I have the interview and everything. It goes well. And then they tell me, nah, I'm sorry. We're not going to take you. I'm like, okay, why? You have no experience, so we can't really take you. I was like, okay, if I have no experience, how am I supposed to even get the experience if you won't even let me get started?
The catch-22.
Yeah. Always a catch-22.
Catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
Did they give you an answer for that?
What?
When they
did they give you that? They said, well, they did give it to them.
No, they just said that, like, no, you
just get out.
They're straight out. You don't have no experience. We can't take you.
Yeah. How many men out there have that same situation?
Oh,
where,
a lot.
And it's not even one job; it's one after the other.
I mean, it's not just jobs. It's even going to school. Like
Wait,
even
school, you get rejected from school. I mean, you're paying them.
if you try to go to a college and get rejected from going to college,
That's true.
Going where?
That
Harvard?
is very true.
well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, UC, SC, whatever.
Yeah.
People get rejected. I got rejected.
You
You
from
got
school?
your-
Yeah.
Where did you apply?
UCLA.
Yeah, you shot for the stars, though.
I did. Yeah. But it's
Man.
all right. It's all right.
You move on to something else.
Yeah, you move on to something else. I mean, when you're in high school and you put those out there, it does you feel devastated because you get that rejection letter, right?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So it's like all this effort you put into high school and you want to get into prestige college, and then it just doesn't happen, and you feel like all that work that you did, it just goes nowhere, and that rejection right there is devastating. But then you move on. There was, I had opportunities to go to other schools, but I didn't because I wasn't fond of it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, you still move on, right?
Yeah.
And, I got a different. I got a career out of something else. So.
Yeah, right. Because you learned a valuable trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a very big industry,
Yeah.
especially living here in LA.
Cali.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes you get rejected. It makes you stronger.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say earlier. If you learn from rejection, you don't let it put you down.
No.
There are people that I wouldn't say are weak-minded, but just don't understand how to accept rejection.
Mhm.
And if you could accept it correctly, you could always improve yourself towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. If this job doesn't work for you, then the next one
It will.
Yeah.
could work for you.
That's one of the biggest.
One
That's
will
one of
hit.
the
Something
biggest
will always
life. One of the biggest life lessons I've ever learned
Mm.
is if you fail, you pick yourself up and try again.
And
Yeah.
try again.
And
Absolutely.
that's the biggest, biggest thing that you can do for yourself. Because if you just sit and wallow in your
So,
sorrow,
I don't know
it's not
what's
going to go
So
anywhere.
you get knocked down,
And
and then you get up.
you pick yourself up again.
I don't know.
You're never gonna hold me down.
Oh my god.
Sorry. It's a great song, by the way.
What's the line from? I think it was Karate Kid when he's down and everything. And what does Mr. Miyagi come up and say? No, there is no Kent. You know, and he tries to make him do it.
Oh, you want it? Oh, how about this?
Okay.
There is no try.
Do or do not.
Do or do not.
No try.
There is no try.
There we go.
I mean, The Matrix, same thing, right? Is that what he said?
What do you say?
Basically the same thing. Is like.
Did he? I can't remember that. I'm trying to think of it.
I'm not gonna go into details. But he basically said when he's trying to learn to be the one.
Oh.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's part one.
Is it when they're jumping the roof to the other roof?
Doesn't matter the situation, but he's basically saying like you got to just do it.
Yeah.
That's the roof jump.
Yeah.
I mean,
no one makes the first jump.
Any life lesson is you gotta shoot for the stars.
Absolutely.
Period.
Now, a tough one to be rejected by is your family.
Ooh.
Because that's
your blood.
That's blood. That's major.
That's your blood.
Yeah.
Being rejected by family is tough. At the end of the day, guess what? Family is just another person, right? If they don't want to, be there for you, love you, respect you, then that's on them. That's not on you.
Well, I mean, that all depends on the situation as well. We don't even know what could happen. Did you do something to make them reject you?
It depends on the situation.
Or are they just rejecting you just because?
It also depends on the dynamic of the family too.
Yeah.
Because some families can be very distraught.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't get along, so it moves on to the kids.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the kids have to suffer through that and
absolutely.
And can't resurrect the relationships.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have those issues with my family.
The problem is you can't side your father or mother's side. You're like in the middle, like.
Well, it's not even father mother side. It's more cousin side. It's more of people like I grew up with. Just because of their mother, they cause animosity towards my family.
Right.
And,
I mean, yeah, because the parents are feeding the kids.
Right. And whatever she told her kids, because growing up, I used to be super close with my first cousins.
Yeah.
And things happened.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, there's just this family feud going on. And even to this day, I want to try to reach out to them, but then I have this thing about, should I do it? Is it worth my time?
Do you have to be the bigger person?
Do I have to be the bigger person?
Yeah.
It's just all that. But because also the fact of the matter, growing up with something like that,
My question is,
you don't know what happened to you don't know the full detail of what happened to get to that point.
Is it worth it to do it?
Forgiveness is always worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part, yes, but your part.
I mean, I feel like I should, but I don't.
But
know if it's the right time.
You're going to meet somebody halfway. If you reach out and they still don't want to, then that's
also you got to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally.
I expect them not to reciprocate your
no,
outreach.
yeah, right. But that's another thing about rejection.
Well, look,
so if you try to resolve your issues with your family, you got to prepare to be rejected towards that.
Yeah.
Well, you can always forgive, but you don't have to forget.
That's true.
No, absolutely. But I'm a forgiving person. You know me.
Yeah.
I forgive.
He's a nice guy.
A little too much.
He's a nice guy.
It's a little too nice.
I mean, now, for example,
Damn
myself.
liberals.
By myself, and this is where I'm going to be the most open I've ever been on this show. I've been rejected by my family. I've been rejected by my father because I have grown up by a single mother. But like this, guys, I don't know my father. I've never met him in my life. I know his name. I've seen pictures of him, but he decided that he didn't want to be my father.
Yeah.
That's just a fact, okay? And I've resented that for the majority of my young life. There was a certain point at the end of the day where I started to realize, you know what? It's not me. It's his problem. That doesn't affect me. I still was raised by a strong mother. I still was raised in a home that had love. I had good family support. I had family right here. I had uncles and other male influences that helped me. But for many years, I was like, well, why didn't he want to stick around? Is it something that I did? Is it my fault?
It's always a question.
Did I do something to make him not want to stick around? And at the end of the day, no, that's his problem. You know what? Regardless if he was there or if he wasn't there, I still got to live my life. I still got to do the best that I can.
Yep.
And once I figured that out,
that was it.
I was able to move on from it.
Right.
But yeah, that was tough because it wasn't my choice. It was just what I was born into.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So those are issues that so many men have right nowadays. What I want to know is, how can we resolve these issues? How can we overcome these rejections that we deal with in our life? Now, we came up with a lot of issues that that you can overcome this. So let's just go down the list real quick. Let's make it a quick list and hopefully hit some of these points.
Hey, just don't take it personal.
Let's go.
Don't take it personal.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. You get ghosted, rejected
Yeah.
from job, even sports.
Yeah.
They go tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
you're not
Well,
good enough
yeah.
to play.
Well, that's the point. Don't take the rejection
Person.
badly. You
Yeah.
have to learn from it.
Yeah.
If you-
Grow from it. Do something else, or try again.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Try again.
Try again.
Harder.
If
you
you
fail
don't
again?
succeed, gotta try again.
Well, between men, it's a lifelong competition.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It is.
if you need to beat some ass in a football trial, then beat some ass.
Yeah.
I mean, if all of us live to 100, we have 100 years to improve ourselves.
God damn.
I'm just saying, if we all have
Well,
80,
you should be growing it the whole time.
you should be growing the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no time to be stagnant.
Yep.
You grow, you learn, become wiser.
Every day,
And
every second,
and
every minute.
rejection is only experience. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
learn
I
from
feel
it.
every day is a rejected, but somehow you gotta find your way.
It's a new
through.
it's a new experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we deal with little rejections all day,
Yeah,
right?
I got rejected today.
How?
I was actually, yeah, I got rejected today.
Okay.
So before the podcast, I was gonna have lunch with a dear friend of mine, and he decided to say no.
Really?
Yeah,
Just because he doesn't want to?
he just didn't want to.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah,
He didn't just be like, "Oh, I got this." No, he's just
no,
like, "I don't want to."
He just said no.
What a dick.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It took me. It's like, wait.
Good job, Charles.
I'm like,
You're such a troll,
Why
bro.
did you
Look.
reject him, bro?
I didn't reject him. I'm like, what's the answer I give him?
I already ate.
No, I
No,
just.
don't wanna
no,
know
no,
anything.
no.
I think you said like, I don't know, or I don't know when.
F the Buckster. Okay, the buck stops here.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
I did not reject you. I'm like,
No, I know.
Okay.
It was a good story.
but
though.
yeah, it was.
That was good.
But the thing
Jesus.
I figured out right away what you're talking about.
I love the face though. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You're talking about me.
All right, what else?
So the thing is,
Okay.
like, say you got rejected, you move on, right?
Yeah, you move on.
You moved on, right?
Yeah.
I went to eat something else, and I came
That's
here
fine.
and started the
Yeah,
podcast.
and started bitching us up.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you learn to take rejection before it consumes
You had to.
Yeah.
That's part of life. You got to take the rejection.
Yeah.
So now you're not going to live your
Yeah,
life.
just don't let it consume
And you
you.
can't let it consume you.
Yeah.
If you let it turn inward, it's not going to be good for you. Trust
The only
me.
time you can,
Oh,
the only time you can be rejected and be alone, that means you're training yourself.
Meditate.
Yeah, if you're
Meditate.
choosing,
Yeah.
if
Kind
you're-
of- kind of like-
go gym, go hiking, all the stuff. You're training yourself, your mind,
Yes,
physical,
Wow.
everything.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's very
it's
true.
just
By the way,
you
so-
gotta try to have a strong mindset.
No,
But
Especially,
that's the thing. Okay,
But,
so
but the thing I'm saying, the time you want to be alone,
Mhm.
that means you're doing stuff by yourself.
Yeah.
Not be
your
solitary
alone,
yourself.
your alone
darkness.
time is when the time you improve.
Yeah.
well, okay. So what I think you're trying to say is, don't like wallow in your self pity, but go, okay, let me be alone and
And train.
improve myself and
Yeah.
train. By the way, and that's
Right,
the last
yeah.
one here. I'll just add it now. Let's just
well,
skip to the
there's a
front.
few things actually.
Yeah, but let me skip to the front. Let me- go ahead. Okay, did you want to go
You
first?
want me to say this shit?
I don't necessarily need
No,
you to
I'm
say.
saying this shit.
Go ahead.
Maintain your growth mindset.
Okay, well, there you go. That was exactly what I was going to say. Maintain your growth mindset, which we're going to talk about on the next episode, which is
sir.
something we need to improve on.
Because
Mhm.
rejection is temporary.
It is.
And
is.
if you stay positive
Yeah,
and never give up,
yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
you can take care of yourself.
Oh my god. It's so good.
And you reframe the situation because things happen for a reason.
Wow, I liked it.
Well, let's just skip to the front. Let's skip to the end. I agree with you. Reframe the situation,
Yeah.
right? Growth mindset, super important, guys. What is the growth mindset? Do you guys know what the growth mindset is?
That is the question of the hour.
What is the growth mindset?
Yeah. What
You
is
know?
it?
Do you
What
guys
is it?
know? Do you guys know?
You have to have a strong mindset. I mean, it has to grow every single time you have an experience and you learn from it.
Right. So that the journey is the most important part.
Yeah.
Is growth mindset means through hard work, through determination, through self-improvement, will you become the man that you want to be.
Yeah.
So we need to continue to work hard to get to where we want to be. It doesn't happen in a day.
No, of course not.
You're not going to be a champion in 1 second.
No.
Right? It's the work and that's the mama mentality.
There you go.
That's the mama mentality right there. Because things aren't given to you guys. Things are not handed out for free. You got to work for what you want. You want to grab what you need.
You got to take it.
And take it, right? And the more you dedicate, like this show, like Breaking M Theory, Breaking Man Theory, we're trying to break down. We've been doing this for 2 years. We didn't know where we were going to end up when we started.
Yep.
And the journey progressed us to this point.
We had downs and downs.
We had plenty of ups and downs, right? But guess what?
We haven't quit.
We haven't
still
quit. And guess
fighting
what?
for it.
And we're stronger now.
And we've had times that we were like, we're done. We're about to quit.
We wanted to quit a few times out there, especially when Bucky ditches us for like.
I never quit. I'm constantly trying to improve.
I agree with you. You know what? I kid.
Hey, I give you a salute
because I love.
Because of me, you guys are still here.
But we all
I'm
held
kidding.
it together.
I'm kidding.
and we kept
Exactly.
going.
Hey, step into our office, bro.
I kid.
Step into our office, bro.
No, but I do have a quick question.
Okay, good.
This is something you guys haven't.
Is it
This
positive
is
or
the
negative?
reason why I like to read these out
Okay.
first, whether
Yeah.
or not being part of those meetings.
Yeah.
It's because you can't show up.
Well, that and the fact of the matter is, I do have questions that will like we could just have on the fly.
Is it a liberal question or is it a conservative question?
Oh my God.
It's a question for all men.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, because you say you got to reframe the situation, maintain a growth mindset,
Correct.
right? You got to stay positive, keep trying, never give up, take care of yourself. I mean, those are key factors. Now,
Correct.
the problem that I have, this is speaking for probably half the men out there.
Good.
Is the mindset that people are in, especially when they get rejected, they don't have the ability to have that strong mindset to change right away. I know it's growth, but it's like, where do you find the peers to be able to help you move forward?
Okay, well, let me first say one thing. You said they don't have the ability. We all have the ability.
We all have the ability.
We choose not to use those abilities. We choose to think that we don't have them.
There you go. That's what I mean.
That's it. So we choose to believe that we don't have the capability to grow and be better.
Yep.
We stay in the low.
Right.
Some people like staying in the misery.
It's easier to say misery than improve yourself. Now,
Yeah, because we want to blame other people.
yeah. So here's a scenario.
Okay.
Say don't get mad at me, Charles. Say Charles is wallowing in his rejection.
Okay.
Okay. And you see it, right? What would you do to help him improve himself as a friend? Because he needs peers to help him climb out of that.
Well, let me
because sometimes people can't do it themselves.
Good. Let's.
Well, I would say the first thing I would tell them is like the easiest thing, clear your mind. You got to work out, go hike. That's what's going to clear your mind, make your body better, get stronger. You're going to feel it. You're going to like it. And that'll lead you to the other things. That'll lead you to the confidence where you can go get that job. Even if you get rejected, I'll be like, I still look good. I can get another job. Let's go.
That's right.
That's what you need.
Right.
So
and to add on top of that, if you see, like, if you had somebody that was injured, disabled, you're gonna help lift them up.
There you go.
That's what we are. That's what we're here for. That's what we are here for. So if I saw him in a situation where he's falling down, hold my arm, bro. I'll help lift you up. I won't let you hit the ground. Right? We're gonna try to catch you, because that's what the support system is.
Keep your spirit up.
Keep your spirit up. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's for you too.
Even by yourself, even if you don't got that peer group that you need, even by yourself, that's the first thing you should be thinking of. How can I improve? Okay, the first thing I'm going to improve is me, physically, right here. This is what I need. I'm going to get better. I'm going to look better. I'm going to get the confidence. Let's go. Let's get all these jobs. Let's get all the women, whatever it is. But you got to have that confidence.
Just to make it real. It's like, this is all great. And I love the fact that we are saying this. And and I'm not saying being real, but like, there are people out there that just don't have like that support and that kind of like mama mentality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you, if you don't, because some people will not tell you how they feel. So like you have to read them. So how are you able to lift them up is very challenging, because some people will think to themselves that they can't do it until they get pushed by somebody that they care
That's the thing.
they cares
Yeah.
about.
If they won't get out, they need somebody to push them to get out.
Right.
And that's the goal of this episode. Technically, that's the goal. The reason why we created this episode is because there are men in this situation where they don't have that help. They don't have the support, and that's why y'all out there, we're here for you. Like we are in the same boat. We've all been down. We've all been low.
Honestly, as humans, we should be helping each other. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Period.
as
Humans,
peer men, dude, we need to be backing each other up
Yeah.
because we got too much bullshit going on that we need help, even from the lowest of the lowest to the highest of the highest.
Challenge accepted.
bam,
We had to
and
take
there
it.
you go.
Yeah.
Did we hit all the bullet points?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'll
there's-
read the
there's-
last part. I'll read the last part.
Well, you can read it.
I can read that.
What?
I can actually read that. Yeah, I have my icicles going on. So I want to leave everybody with a little bit of motivation here, right?
Nice little quote.
A little quote.
A light shine on you, top
Yeah.
of you.
There is nothing to fear from rejection. It is God's protection and, and a nudge in the right direction. Right?
Who
There's
quoted-
nothing to fear about
who
rejection.
quoted
It's
that?
God's protection and a nudge in the right direction.
Who quoted? Who's that quote from?
That's a good question.
Oh, you didn't make it up?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
But
He
it's
found it.
beautiful,
He
right?
found it, but it sounded really
It's
good.
beautiful, and it's something that it's true. Like, you know what? Sometimes
A door closes, another one opens.
Right.
Always.
God doesn't give you anything for free. You have to work for it.
You need
and
to earn it.
sometimes He has to knock you down so you can get back up.
And he doesn't
fight
give
through
you,
it.
and he doesn't give you things that you can't work through.
If it was
Everything that he gives you, it's workable.
if it was easy, then everybody would do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, anything worth doing
You need to
requires
earn
work.
pretty much tears, sweat, and blood to earn it.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, yeah.
He said in reverse.
I know.
It's the same thing. He said the same thing.
Just helping him out.
Hey,
Trolling, damn it.
you uplifted him. What should people do?
All right, guys. Like, follow, subscribe. You know the deal. Same as always. And we're going to see you on the next one.
Hey,
We out.
yeah.
Adios.
If they comment though,
Oh, yes.
comment on this episode.
Please, share.
If you have anything interesting to share about, let's do a part 2.
Definitely. Tell us your rejection
100%, I
stories.
agree
Tell
with
us
that.
everytht everything that's going on. We want to know.
Yes.
All right.
We'll help you
Bye.
out.
All right.
We be
We
waiting.
Peace.
Dios.